like I said, what we're going to talk about is data savvy managers, a little bit more, not in detail, but just to kind of give you a reference back from where you started. And then we're going to do we're going to do the course overview, more not detailed like we did on Tuesday, but just more or less how the course breaks out. And then I'm going to do the descriptives, and which mean mode, median range, standard deviation, MERS or Scrum, if you want to throw in correlation, to familiarize, take what you already know, and then familiarize you with Minitab and how it works. Oh boy, everything's working today. Everybody's going, oh yeah, just wait. All right. As we talked, there's so much data out there. There's so much information. If something happens in sub-Saharan Africa, you know, some bus overturns, we hear about it, right? And so we've got data that's being generated on blogs and and databases and data sets all over the world, right? And by Minitab for sure, all right? And so how do we take that information and make intelligence out of it? And that's what this course is all about. Okay? There's Twitter, there's Facebook, there's anybody on LinkedIn? Anybody on LinkedIn? Anybody not on LinkedIn? You got to get on LinkedIn. That's kind of like a big people's Facebook. Okay, that's where my wife actually, a lot of headhunters for people who are recruiting look on LinkedIn for resumes and backgrounds of people that they might have an interest in talking to. And it's not, and all this data that we've got out there, it's not going to get any better. It's an exponential. And right now, just to kind of give you a feel for those who are listening on the tape, sorry about this, but I'll try and describe the chart a little bit. But here you have the beginning of time, okay? And this is the Big Bang right here, right? And then humans came on board here. So there was always some information back here, but there wasn't humans around in order to make that happen. And this happened, I don't know, whenever, all right? And so now, and then we have today, which is 2015. And then we have this thing called the internet that occurred in, let's call it when was Al Gore in? 1996? Yeah. 1996. Okay, everybody heard that one? Al Gore made some claim that he had founded the internet. But regardless, and then you got back here where the PC was introduced, and that was there were some earlier ones, but let's call it 1978, the TRS-80. Right. So now, how has this exponentially grown? Here you have time on the x-axis, and you have amount of data on the y-axis. So what's happened here is there's really nothing here because humans didn't exist, so certainly there wasn't any data or intelligence out there. There really was, but we're going back and we're getting that as the astronomers and people like that take a look at the situation. But regardless, you're coming here, okay, and here's like the Stone Age, and if anybody's religious, Jesus Christ and Allah and Buddha and all these other ones, right? And so as time went on, information was gathered. And how was information gathered before the PC? Yeah, file folders. Boom. That's it. Writings, yes. The printing press came along. Okay, so we kind of bumped up a little bit back here, right? But then the PC came along, and all of a sudden, this information gathering started increasing rather quickly. And then you hit the internet, and then things started like what they call hockey sticking up. And there are those that believe. Anybody seen the movie Transcendent Man? Transcendence. There are those who believe that by 2025. The human race will be able to begin cheating death. Because if you think about it, you're the sum of all your experiences. And if you can load the sum of all your experiences into a computer, and your experiences are all there, did you really die? Or better yet, we're doing hip replacement, knee replacements, And now they're doing the 3D organs, right? And now they've got they're going to make a heart one of these days out of these 3D printers. I mean, it's just unbelievable. They already think they can do tubes, anything tubing related. A blood vessel can be replicated on a 3D device. Okay, and as time goes on, you're going to replace hips, and so basically the whole physiological, the mechanical, becomes you, and then your conscience is there. That's right. Right. Again, total theory, transcendent man. I forget the guy's name, but that's his theory out there. He's kind of crazy, but hey, information increases so fast, and science and what have you increases so fast, you never know what can happen. So there's data, and it's growing exponentially. In fact, it's kind of a Moore's law sort of thing, where information is doubling every year to 18 months. Just think about all the blogs, all the YouTube videos, all the tweets, all the Facebook entries. That's all information and data. So it's one of the hottest topics, and like we talked before, there's going to be 1.5 million new jobs that are going to be created for people who understand not necessarily what you learned in the basic course, but what you're going to learn in the advanced course, as far as how to take information, manipulate it, make intelligence out of it, and then business recommendations, and gain a competitive advantage. Huge, and there's almost no field that this doesn't touch. I can't think of one. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with two primary areas. Okay, one is inferential statistics, where we're taking statistics, and everybody's heard of P.05, and we're going to base it on the normalcy curve, and we're going to make some inference about the relationships of data and what it's telling you using ANOVA, regression, chi-squared. So there's going to be about a half a dozen more tests that you can run in order to support your gut or your experience as you're making business decisions or business recommendations, depending upon where you're at in the organization. Then what we're going to do is we're going to pivot. And I know that's starting to be an overused term, but we're going to pivot from inferential and statistics to modeling. Okay? And a big part of that is going to be obviously the Excel models, where you take a business and you create a business model based upon what's occurring out in the marketplace or within your organization. Classic one, how many finance majors, accounting majors, finance accounting majors? Okay, what's the first thing they teach you in accounting these days, right after the sources and uses? Maybe even before that. How to put that stuff into Excel, you betcha, all right? It's all Excel driven. Even the softwares that are developed out of What are some of this accounting software? Peachtree, Intuit. All those are based upon an Excel kind of motif, if you will. All right. And so So this is going to be the big transition that's going to occur right around midterm. Is we're going to move, and it's not a big transition. It's just moving from inferential statistics to modeling, and then inserting some uncertainty and risk into the discussion. And we'll use linear modeling. We will use integer linear programming. We'll use decision tree with payout analysis, all these things. But that's another 6 sort of tools or techniques that you're going to have available to you in order to support and help you be better business